Welcome back to the channel. I am Lemma. Today we are tearing down LeetCode 69, Sqrt. On the surface, this looks like a trivial math problem. You might be tempted to just use a built-in language feature and move on. But in a top-tier software engineering interview, this problem is actually a Trojan horse. It is not fundamentally about math. It is a rigorous test of your ability to recognize monotonic search spaces, manage state variables precisely, and strictly prevent integer overflow in lower-level languages like C++ or Java. We are going to build a rock-solid, overflow-proof binary search algorithm entirely from scratch. Let us look at the exact constraints and rules provided by the problem statement. We are given a non-negative integer x, which can be as large as 2 to the power of 31 minus 1. Our goal is to compute and return the square root of x. However, there is a specific catch. Because the square root of an integer is often a floating point number, we are strictly required to round the result down to the nearest integer. The returned integer must also be non-negative. And the ultimate constraint, we are explicitly forbidden from using any built-in exponent functions. To ground our understanding, let us walk through the first example provided. The input x is equal to 4. Mathematically, the exact square root of 4 is exactly 2. Since 2 is already a whole integer, there are no decimal places to truncate or round down. Therefore, the expected output for this example is simply 2. This is the simplest case, representing a perfect square where the algorithm will find an exact match during its execution without needing to rely on the floor operation. Now, let us examine the second example, which illustrates the core challenge of this problem. The input x is equal to 8. If we calculate the exact square root of 8, we get an irrational number, 2.82842, and so on to infinity. According to our problem constraints, we must round this value down to the nearest integer. We simply discard all decimal values, effectively taking the floor of the number. Therefore, 2.828 becomes just 2. The output is 2. Notice that we do not round up to 3, even though 2.8 is closer to 3. Before jumping to the optimal solution, how would we solve this naively? We could use a brute force linear scan. We start testing integers from 1 upwards. Is 1 squared less than or equal to x? Yes. Is 2 squared less than or equal to x? Yes. We keep incrementing our test number until its square strictly exceeds x. The moment we hit a number whose square is too large, we know the previous number is our answer. However, the time complexity of this approach is big O of the square root of x. For an input near 2 billion, this linear scan will result in a time limit exceeded error. How do we optimize this? The key insight lies in the mathematical properties of squares. As the integer k increases, the value of k squared strictly increases. 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. This sequence is perfectly monotonic. In computer science, whenever you are searching for a specific value or a boundary within a monotonically increasing or decreasing sequence, you should immediately think of binary search. Instead of scanning one by one, we can define a search space and repeatedly cut it in half, reducing our time complexity from big O of square root of x down to big O of log x. Let us dry run the optimal binary search algorithm using our target x equals 8. First, we must establish our initial search boundaries. What is the smallest possible integer square root? For any x greater than or equal to 2, the square root is at least 1. So, our left pointer starts at 1. What is the maximum possible value? Mathematically, for any integer x greater than or equal to 2, its square root will never exceed half of x. Therefore, as a clever optimization, we can set our right pointer to x integer divided by 2. For x equals 8, x divided by 2 is 4. Our initial search space is strictly between left equals 1 and right equals 4. We enter our while loop, which continues as long as the left pointer is less than or equal to the right pointer. Currently, left is 1 and right is 4. We calculate our midpoint to test. To prevent potential integer overflow in languages like C++, we use the safe formula, left plus the quantity right minus left integer divided by 2. 1 plus 3 divided by 2 equals 2. Our mid pointer is now at the value 2. This is the first candidate we are going to evaluate against our target x. Now we must check if mid squared is less than or equal to x. However, calculating mid times mid can cause an integer overflow if mid is very large. To write production grade, bulletproof code, we transform the inequality. Instead of checking if mid times mid is less than or equal to x, we check if mid is less than or equal to x divided by mid. This completely eliminates the risk of overflow. For our current state, x is 8 and mid is 2. 8 integer divided by 2 is 4. Is mid, which is 2, less than or equal to 4? Yes, it absolutely is. Because our check evaluated to true, it means that 2 is a valid candidate for the square root of 8. Its square does not exceed 8. We immediately record this success by updating our answer variable, ans, to equal mid, which is 2. But we are not done. There might be a larger integer whose square is also less than or equal to 8. To search for a larger candidate, we must discard the left half of our search space. We move our left pointer to mid plus 1. Left becomes 3. Our new search bounds are from 3 to 4. We begin the second iteration of our while loop. Our condition left less than or equal to right still holds, as 3 is less than 4. We calculate our new midpoint using our safe formula. Left is 3, right is 4. 3 plus the quantity 4 minus 3 divided by 2. For minus 3 is 1, integer divided by 2 is 0. So, 3 plus 0 is 3. Our new mid pointer lands exactly on the value 3. We will now test if 3 is our valid square root. We apply our safe division check again. Is mid less than or equal to x divided by mid? Our x is still 8, and our new mid is 3. 8 integer divided by 3 is 2. We ask, is 3 less than or equal to 2? No, it is not. This mathematically proves that 3 squared, which is 9, is strictly greater than our target 8. Therefore, 3 is too large to be the square root. Any number larger than 3 will also be too large. We must shrink our search space to the left. Because mid was too large, we do not update our answer variable. It safely remains at 2, our best valid candidate so far. To eliminate the right half of the search space, we update our right pointer. We set right equal to mid minus 1. Since mid was 3, right becomes 2. Observe what has happened to our pointers. Left is currently at 3, but right has crossed over and is now at 2. This crossing of pointers is the critical termination condition for our binary search. We attempt to start a third iteration. The while loop evaluates its condition, is left less than or equal to right? Is 3 less than or equal to 2? This statement is false. The while loop immediately terminates. Our binary search is complete. The beauty of this algorithm is that our variable ans has been quietly storing the largest valid integer we found during our search. The last valid integer we recorded was 2. We simply return ans. We have successfully found the square root of 8, rounded down, entirely without built-in math functions. Before we write the code, we must address critical edge cases. What if the input x is 0 or 1? Our initialization logic sets the right pointer to x integer divided by 2. If x is 1, 1 divided by 2 is 0. Our right pointer would be 0, which is less than our left pointer starting at 1. The loop would never execute. However, the square root of 0 is 0, and the square root of 1 is 1. For any x strictly less than 2, the answer is just x itself. We will handle this with a simple base case. Let us translate this elegant logic into production-grade Python code, exactly as shown in the accepted LeetCode submission. Inside our class solution, we define the method mySqrt taking self and x. The very first thing we write is our guard clause for the edge cases. If x is less than 2, we immediately return x. This handles 0 and 1 perfectly. Next, we initialize our binary search boundaries. We set left to 1, and right to x integer divided by 2. We also initialize our ANS variable to 0, ready to store our best candidate. Now we construct the core engine of our algorithm, the while loop. We write, while left is less than or equal to right. Inside the loop, we calculate the midpoint using our overflow safe formula, mid equals left plus right minus left integer divided by 2. Then comes our crucial conditional check. We write, if mid is less than or equal to x integer divided by mid. This is the exact mathematical equivalent of checking if mid squared is less than or equal to x, but it guarantees we will never trigger an integer overflow exception in strictly typed languages. If that condition is true, we have found a valid candidate. We update our answer by writing ANS equals mid. Because we want the largest possible integer, we discard the left half by updating left equals mid plus 1. Otherwise, if the condition is false, mid is too large. We write else, right equals mid minus 1 to discard the right half. Finally, once the pointers cross and the loop terminates, we step outside the loop and simply return ANS. This completes our highly optimized, robust solution. Let us quickly analyze the complexity of our algorithm. Because we are cutting our search space in half during every single iteration of the while loop, the time complexity is strictly big O of log base 2 of x. Even for the maximum 32-bit integer, this loop runs at most 31 times. It is blazing fast. The space complexity is big O of 1. We are only allocating a few integer variables for our pointers and the answer state. We use no extra arrays or recursive call stacks, making it incredibly memory efficient. The pattern we utilize today is called binary search on answer. Whenever a problem asks you to find a maximum or minimum value that satisfies a specific condition, and that condition behaves monotonically, you can apply this exact template. You establish a valid range, pick a midpoint, test it, and discard half the space. I am Lemma, and my goal is to help you see the underlying mathematical elegance in these algorithms, not just memorize code. If this deep dive helped you grasp the mechanics of binary search and overflow protection, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. I will see you in the next algorithmic teardown.